Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Secret Empire, Captain America. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Secret Empire, Captain America. And if you live in America, then you can pre-order this right now as it is a Walmart exclusive and it went up during their Walmart Collector-Con event. However, I'm in jolly old England. There are no Walmarts in the UK, so this has went straight into stock on INDEMAND toys. I will put the links in the description. If you want this, you can literally go and buy it right now, but don't hesitate as it's only on INDEMAND. I've not seen it anywhere else, not even on Pulse. So it doesn't take a genius to assume it's going to be in short supply, as we were supposed to have a Captain America movie this year, but due to the MCU delays, that got moved, so I can assume some of the product did as well, but a few slipped through the cracks, including this one, and of course Falcon Cap, who is a Target exclusive. And I know what you're thinking, Dan got this early, but Dan doesn't even get an opportunity to buy Falcon Cap as it's not coming to the UK, so you win some, you lose some. But I am happy I managed to get my hands on this Captain America, as I was reading comics during the all new, all different era, so I am familiar with his costume design and the story, and I really liked his shield, but I'm ashamed it doesn't snap in half like it does in the comics. But either way, we know it's built on the nice sort of Ultimate base body, but it has got more differences than I first assumed, so of course expect lots of comparisons in this video. But there he is in the front of the packaging. Up top we get a half shield, half Hydra logo, comic image on the side, image on the back of the box with that Hydra logo lurking behind him, and a write-up that says, acting as a sleeper agent, an altered version of Captain America leads a secret army intent on taking over the USA in the name of Hydra. So without further ado, let's get him open. Here we have Cap out of the packaging with those few accessories on the table, just a set of interchangeable fisted hands and then that redesigned shield. This actually debuted in Captain America Steve Rogers #1 in 2016 when Steve sort of got young again, as he was an old man for a good while, just being an advisor to Deadpool, Ran and Canny Avengers. So yeah, he was actually running around the comics the same time as Falcon Cap, and we had two Captain Americas before the Cosmic Cube got involved, and then we got Hydra Cap. But he was actually wearing this costume when he uttered those words, "Hail Hydra," and it sent the whole Marvel community into a meltdown because they thought they were actually doing Captain America dirty. But it turned out to be an alternative Cosmic Cube version, so all is well, that got retconned. But this redesign is from that particular era, so this will pair up nicely as the predecessor to the Hydra Cap we already have in Marvel Legends form. And I don't mind it being an exclusive, because for a lot of people, they might not even be familiar with this look for Captain America, so that should be the type of thing that is an exclusive. I just wish it came with a little bit more. As I said, I think the shield should be able to split in half so it's comic accurate, because that was a cool feature. And also I would have liked to have seen a new head, as that is basically the same head from the Ultimate Cap, just repainted, but I would have liked to have seen a different expression as well at a bare minimum in the box. But otherwise it looks like a solid pinless representation of this version of Captain America. So of course I'm going to do lots of comparisons, but I think before we take a closer look, let's do the one we're thinking of. Of course I'm talking about last year's Ultimate Captain America, which was a solid figure, don't get me wrong, it made my top 10, as we all assumed this was basically a repaint of that, but there's more differences than it first seems. First, let me get the tape measure out, because you can see that this Secret Empire Cap is actually taller. He's about 6 3/4 compared to like the 6 1/2 we get for our Ultimate Cap. And that is because they actually have completely different upper torsos. Both upper and lower torsos are brand new on the Ultimate Cap, which actually makes him a little bit taller. The boots are the same, the legs are the same, the thighs are the same. I think the gauntlets for the gloves are the same, but even the shoulders are different. The upper arms may be slightly different, but as you can see, if I zoom in, they are completely different sculpted torsos, and also the shoulders don't have the star on like they're sculpted on the Ultimate Cap. So more new parts here than you first thought, but unfortunately the head is exactly the same. It's just a repainted head. At first I thought it proportionally looked a little bit different, but that's maybe because the body's a little bit more leaner. I don't know, but the head's the same. That's disappointing. But even still, it's still a great pinless version of that particular look for Captain America. So it's cleverly hidden the reuse there with some new parts. But as they're spinning around there, you can see for yourself, very similar, but there are more differences than it first seems. The bout is obviously the same as well, but the Secret Empire bout actually has a bit more paint on it. But both of them are still really nice figures, don't get me wrong. This isn't a criticism, I'm just pointing out what I see in front of me. But yes, heads are the same and the body sort of. Okay, so now we've figured that out, let's just take a closer look at Cap himself. So of course, head sculpt's the same, but now the blue is more of a teal colour to match the uniform. Still on the disc and hinge, so we can still look up, still bury the chin, you still get your swivel there as well. The upper torso has the nice chainmail sculpted effect on all the way around. No star on the shoulders though, like I mentioned. You still get the star on the chest and on the back, as well as that peg hole. Yes, the shield will plug into the back, not a problem at all, like so. So we can store it there, more on that in a minute. The arms, again, slight tweak to the previous one. You still get the pouches on the gauntlets. Bout's the same, but a bit more paint. And then you get slightly altered sculpt on the torso here. And this is where you get your swivel, and then you get your tilt, and then a little bit forward and back, but not a lot. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see what I mean. Not a lot, but still, aesthetically, looks pretty good. And then legs are what you would expect. You get your swivel at the thigh, you get the knees, double jointed, no problem there. Pinless as well, boot swivel, ankle pivot rocker, really nice there. Do they go far? Yeah, they sort of do go up pretty far, to be fair. No problem there for me. Arms go up really far, shoulders go past 90, bicep swivel, double jointed, pinless elbows as well, which is a nice touch. Out of the box, he comes with a shield throwing, flaring hand. We've definitely seen this before in the Marvel Legends line. You can throw his shield, there it goes. And then this one is a gripping hand, so we can hold his shield, because yes, unfortunately, it is still that terrible peg sort of system, clip and peg, which I'm not a fan of. But yeah, he can hold something if you want him to. And as I've already mentioned, he comes with a set of interchangeable fisted hands, so Captain Americans can still punch Hitler in the face, unless he's on their team. Very awkward. Moving on to the shield. Now, during this time in the comics, Falcon Cap was running around with the circle shield, so that meant Steve Rogers got a brand new redesigned shield, and the gimmick was it split in half, and he could use half of it as a shield and the other half as a weapon. So it is a shame that the Marvel Legends can't recreate that same gimmick, but for a static display piece, it will work absolutely fine. All these lines are sculpted, so the paintwork is nice and clean, and you've still got a bit of chrome to sort of show you that that is a weapon. On the back, you've got a bit of sculpted work, and then you've got the clip and the peg. Now, we're not the biggest fan of this sort of dynamic, as it is a bit like temperamental. Sometimes it can snap on you. So let me get the peg out. I also think this is the wrong way round. Let me show you what I mean, all right? So I'm just getting the peg out, like so, or getting the clip out. Let's get Cap in. So I'm pegging this onto his wrist. Let's hope it doesn't snap. And that is how it sits. See what I mean? Like, I want the shield to be the other way around, but the peg means I'm going to have to lift his arm up and do it like that, if you know what I mean. So I would have liked the peg the other way around, but of course he does come with a grip in hand, so we can hold it with the grip, but then it's sitting very low on the body. So you have options, but I would have liked it to split in two, just personal preference. And it wouldn't be as accurate, but if you wanted the more traditional shield on this Captain America, then just steal it from another Marvel Legend, and that is how it looks. So let's start off with some comparisons, and first, before I bring in all the Captain Americas, let's just bring in a couple of the recent Steve Rogers head sculpts to see if they work on this Secret Empire cap, because I'm happy to report that yes, they do. So we have the brand new Stealth Captain America we got last year, and then the 20th anniversary version as well. Both came with Steve Rogers head sculpts, and as you can see, both of them absolutely peg onto the Secret Empire cap, no problem at all. And both of them work really well for an unmasked Secret Empire Captain America. So there you go, pick your poison. And here we have our Hydra cap comparison, as of course, this is the suit he wore after he uttered those words, "Hail Hydra." Hydra themselves went and stole a suit from Tony Stark, nevertheless, to give Captain America a little Hydra upgrade, and that's exactly what this is. It's weird though how this one is meant to be Cap wearing a suit, but he's a little bit shorter than this version. So yeah, this one is definitely a little bit taller, as I mentioned. And again, be careful with the peg and clip with the shield, as this is an example of me breaking it. You can see I'm using blue tack to stick it back on. So yeah, be careful with the shields, people. Here we have the 80th Captain America, and then the Wolf Cap. And just for fun, let's bring back in all the Steve Rogers recent Captain Americas we have gotten in the Marvel Legends line. Again, these are just recent ones. I'm sure it's not all of them, and they're only the Steve Rogers as well. So let me know your favorite Marvel Legends Captain America in the comments below, because as you can see, you've got some options and you've got some good ones. Here we have another Captain America. This time it is, of course, Sam Wilson Falcon Cap. Now, this is getting a re-release with the wings, as I said, Target exclusive. And this makes sense for your display, as both Captain Americas were running around at the same time in the Marvel Universe in these exact looks. So these two pair up beautifully. And we needed to see some Hydra, so of course we have Red Skull and a Hydra soldier. This version of Cap was also running around with Sharon Carter, so here we have the old Marvel Legend Sharon Carter. Now remember, we are getting a new one in the Shield 3-pack later this year on the brand new Black Widow body as well. So that will be a welcomed update. And we've seen Hydra, so let's have a look at some Shield agents. It's always nice to see what Cap looks like compared to an Iron Man. So we've got the Extremis armor and then the Invincible Iron Man, which I think is more accurate for the time scales in comics. So yeah, I think these two will go together. Here we have some more generic pinless Marvel Legend bodies. We've got the Spider-Man from the Renew Your Vows 2-pack, and then we have Vulcan. All of these pinless. And for no particular reason at all, here we have the Marvel Legends Punisher. Doesn't really have any relation to this version of Cap. I'm just campaigning for a new Punisher in his 50th anniversary. We need one with butterfly joints, right? And let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. So here we have Frogman, Tigra, and Joe Casta, who is reading out comments from the previous Marvel Legend review. Leave a comment on this video and she may read yours on the next one. Who have you picked today?
Nicholas Core in 4648 says, Dan is your angel missing paint on the left leg. There is no boot point.
Thank you, Joe Casta, for picking one of what felt like 1,000 comments telling me that yes, my angel was in fact missing some white paint above his boot. Very frustrating. I genuinely didn't notice until after I had edited the review, so not much I can do about it then, but yes, frustrating all the same. Anyway, last but not least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. Final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Secret Empire Captain America. I honestly think it's a solid representation of this particular character design for Captain America. It's obviously a very particular era, which isn't going to be for everybody, so that's why it's the perfect exclusive. I do wish though it came with another interchangeable head so he wasn't so angry all the time, and I do want the shield to have the sort of gimmick like it did in the comics too, but it just as a static display piece, it represents the source material really well, and if you're into that all new, all different sort of lineup, you're going to need him to add to the collection. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. Like always, remember, Walmart exclusive in the US. In the UK, don't hesitate, get yourself on INDEMAND toys. And if you like Marvel Legends, and well, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on the video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Always got to show love to legendsverse.com when I can. Again, links in the description. If you collect Marvel Legends, you really need to check them out. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter or X at Dan Who Reviews. And as always, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.